can proceed. Huh? All right. Good evening, everyone. Happy weekend. It has been a wonderful time and experience for the past 5 days. And today we are on our sixth day, uh, the day of extension. We had 2 days extension for this training. And so today we are on our sixth day. And I want to appreciate all of you for your commitment, your sacrifice, your dedication to learn, and also to have knowledge of what this field is all about and how you can apply the knowledge gained here to transform our societies. So I am deeply grateful to welcome you for this 6 day training. And I'm, I'm confident that we are going to have a great time living today as well. So my name is Egenis Amasabatable Joshua, the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. On behalf of the Governing Council of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, I bring you greetings from Mr. President, and I know that we're going to have a great time here. Just as our rule has been, if you have joined the meeting, you comment your name so that when you comment, just make a comment, we know that you are part of the training. But if you are joined using your organization's name, you comment your name so that we'll know that you are the person that have joined the meeting. And then apart from that, if you have joined, like we have said, you have to share it on your wall so that someone else can see it. Yes, you could try yesterday. A good number of you shared, and we expect to see the number of shares exceeding what we saw yesterday. Um, I think that would be a good one. And then apart from that, like we said, by tomorrow we'll be ending the training, and so we'll send you a form to fill. And the form may come with some questions to assess whether you participated truly in this training. We'll just have a few questions to ask you, maybe from module 1 and 6, or module 1 and 4, or module 1 and 3. Anyone we select and then ask you some few questions to assess your level of participation in the training. So if you are not following us uh, diligently, you may miss some things. But by and large, the video are still there, the meeting are still there on the YouTube, on our Facebook. You can still go back and rewatch them so that you'll be able to answer some questions if they come your way. But like I said, just do share, like, comment so that we know that you are part of the training. So today we are going to look at module 4 of the training. And in module 4, we are going to look at an interesting topic, which is peace education curriculum development. So we'll look at it today and tomorrow because I cannot be able to exhaust it today. So we'll look at it today and tomorrow, which is going to be our final training day. So we are looking at curriculum or peace education curriculum development. The best way we can go about educating um, people about peace is when we try to integrate it in our educational system. Do you understand? Because the best way we can, transform our society is when we catch those that we consider the next generation young. When we start with them when they are at the tender age, then we have the great possibilities that our society can be transformed. At this stage, where most of us are adults now, they will we grow up with certain belief systems, we grow up with certain mentalities. And so it's always difficult to get us to change from that perspective we grew up with to a new dimension that is being advanced. So, but if we can catch them young while they are at the tender age in primary school, in secondary school, and they grow up with that into the university and then into the larger society, then we have the possibility of having a better society tomorrow. Do you understand? So that's what we are saying, that peace education must be integrated in our educational curriculum, and not just as some topics covered under social studies and maybe religious studies, but also having a specific subject tag peace studies in our primary school and secondary school. Just like other subjects, um, we have peace and conflict resolution in our university as a department, as a course that you can study. That is fine. But more to it, we need to have, like we are agitating for, a general subject, like a kind of a JST, do you understand? Yes. So that every student in the university will participate, just like they participate in the use of library skills or in the use of English and all of that. They need to also participate in peace studies as a subject, so that anywhere you are, whether you are studying physics, you are studying medicine, you can still study peace, okay? And then also even aspect of conflict resolution as well, because there's no institution, there's no sector, there's no field of discipline that is without conflict. So all the field of discipline need to receive the training. Do you understand? So that's what we're talking about. So now, so there's need for peace education curriculum development. There is need for it. And that's what we're looking into. And so if you are head of an institution, or you are working in a higher institution, or you are an owner, because I know some of you here are owners of private institution. And private institution like a primary school, secondary school, they have a situation of private school owners. All right, let them come to agreement that they need peace studies in our schools, and let them agitate. And if possible, if we can have the contact of such leaders who are in charge of this, we'll begin to write letters to them to agitate. So from there, we'll move to government, or from government to all these private sectors, anywhere. And then we'll make sure that we have peace studies as a subject of its own in our educational curriculum. We can go through the association of private school owners, and then we can see that from there they can also begin to put pressure on the government, and all of us will put pressure on government, and we see that this thing will become a reality. Do you understand? So if you are an owner of a school, you can carry this message and begin to run with it. Make a suggestion in your meetings in your state, okay, and then maybe with the national bodies as well, and let's see how far it will be pursued. You are pursuing there, will be pursuing this way until we get a target. So curriculum design for peace education. How do we design curriculum for peace education? Designing a curriculum for peace education involves creating a structured plan that aims to cultivate attitudes, values, and skills that can contribute to building a culture of peace and non-violence. That is when you are talking about an educational curriculum or a peace education curriculum, then the target is the curriculum should aim at transforming attitude, all right, inculcating values, and then developing capacity. Do you understand? For conflict resolution, for peace building, and other activities. All right, and also it should be aimed to also reduce violence. Do you understand? That's what we're talking about. Develop and cultivate the culture of peace. That should be the target. So let's look at designing peace education curricula for different contexts. Designing peace education curricula for different contexts requires considering the unique needs, challenges, and cultural backgrounds of the audience. Now, you may be operating environment, or there may be a need where you are, or in the society where we are today, where we are in a diverse nation, all right, with the different languages, different cultural background, different history, different religious belief system, then this is the kind of curriculum we are going to design. And then this kind of curriculum should be allowed in such a way that it will reflect the predominant, cultural values that are embedded in a particular society. Do you understand? Okay, for instance, now if we are going to design curriculum, this education curriculum for North, then we should design the one that will suit the northern part of the country. Then the one for the South also should be designed to suit the belief system in the South as well. Do you understand? So this is what we're talking about here. So we should be able to consider a curriculum in that way, so that we will have diverse cultural background covered. Let's look at the things you are going to consider when you are developing or you are designing a curriculum or a peace education curriculum that serve diverse cultural backgrounds. One, cultural sensitivity. One of the things that you're going to consider while designing this curriculum is consider cultural sensitivity. Understand the cultural norms, beliefs, and values of the community in which the curriculum will be implemented. Ensure that the content is culturally sensitive and relevant to the local context to promote acceptance and engagement. Do you understand? So if you are going to design a curriculum in the North, then you should suit the Northern culture and their belief system. Do you understand? That's the peace education curriculum that you are going to design for the North and for the northern part of the country should suit the cultural belief system, the lifestyle, and the older belief system that we have in the North. All right, the way of life of the people in the North, it should suit them. It should align with their cultural behaviors so that it can be accepted, so that it can be implemented effectively. Do you understand? That's what we're talking about here. Then let's look at contextual relevance. Contextual relevance. Tailor the curriculum to address the specific peace-related issues prevalent in the community. It can be issue of criminal activities, rape issues, or herders, farmers' crisis, or issue of religious intolerance. So the curriculum, the peace education curriculum we are going to design here may be to promote religious tolerance. Do you understand? And then maybe if we're talking about tribal differences, you also design a curriculum that will also incorporate all the tribes in a particular state or in a particular location that you want to implement the peace. So the peace education curriculum is not just going to be a one for fit all. Do you understand? That is, we are going to allow local government to design what fits the state government to design what fits their state based on their cultural endowment and the diversity in their own state. Do you understand? And then we talk about other issues that have to do with intergroup conflicts, social inequalities, historical tensions, or environmental challenges. All of this can be, so that you address the issue of militants. Do you understand? In the Niger Delta, for instance, now, or in the talking about the issue of gold mining in Zamfara, where it's causing conflict. So you try to design or develop peace education curriculum that can suit this kind of group of people and make sure that we receive a good response from them. So we'll look at language and communication. Use language and communication styles that are familiar and accessible to the target audience. All right. Consider incorporating local languages, dialects, or visual aids to enhance understanding and engagement. Yes. So if you are organizing or developing peace education curriculum, it can even be embedded. And local languages can be embedded in it. Do you understand? So that people can be able to communicate effectively. So that children can understand what you are trying to say easily. Do you understand? So local languages can be incorporated. Local dialects can be incorporated. Do you understand? So that children can understand it easily. It's easier for them to be taught in a language that they will understand than teach them in a language that they'll be struggling to comprehend what you are trying to say. So that is what these are the things that you're going to consider. Let's look at more things that you're going to consider when you are developing educational curriculum, peace education curriculum. Community involvement. Involve community members, local leaders, and stakeholders in the design and implementation of the curriculum. Seek their input to ensure that the content aligns with community needs and priorities. All right. So in this way, you'll be able to carry everybody along. Every person is given opportunity to contribute their input. And so you will interact with community leaders, religious leaders, educational leaders, community leaders, market women association. Everybody will contribute their own. And then from there, you develop a comprehensive curriculum that will serve all the stratas of the society. Do you understand? So this is what we're talking about here. So adaptability. Design the curriculum in a way that allows for flexibility and adaptation to different settings and learning environments. Provide guidelines and resources for educators to customize the content based on the specific needs of their students. Do you understand? So this kind of curriculum that we're talking about here is not going to be a rigid curriculum. Do you understand? Peace education should not be a rigid curriculum. It should be flexible. Flexible in the sense that it can be designed to fit a particular cultural and orientation. Do you understand? Cultural background, cultural orientation, and so many other factors that are, of concern to the community where you intend to implement that curriculum. So if you are designing to cover the state as a whole, then you should consider all the peculiarities of your state and then design this curriculum to fit all the localities in your community, in your state. So this is what it means. So adaptability is very, very key when you are designing peace education curriculum. Then this curriculum must also be conflict sensitive. Conflict sensitive or sensitivity. Incorporate conflict sensitive approaches into the curriculum to prevent exacerbating existing tension or triggering new conflicts. Teach students how to address conflict constructively and promote reconciliation and empathy. So this is what this curriculum is also going to consider. There are areas already whereby there are tensions. Do you understand? Whereby there are tensions. Okay, this, for instance, now, the state of Plateau, for instance, now, it's a very tensioned state because of different cultural backgrounds that are in that state. Do you understand? So there's need for a particular peace education curriculum that accommodate everybody in the plateaus. Do you understand? So it's very, very important. And then We look at sustainable development, integrate themes of sustainable development, that is environmental conservation, so that you teach the children how to, you know, treat the environment, how they should look at the environment, right? So that they will not, so that the issue of deforestation can be discouraged, right? And then other environmental abuses can also be discouraged, right? Social justice into the curriculum to foster a holistic understanding of peace and well-being. So emphasize the interconnectedness of peace, prosperity, and environmental sustainability. So the curriculum that we are going to design here will embed some of these factors that we are talking about. It will encompasses all of these factors that I mentioned, environmental factors. Because the reason why we are talking about climate change today is because of the gas emissions that we're talking about. And these things are happening, the greenhouse gases that we're talking about here. And these things are happening as a result of the abuses on the environment. And so the environment is literally responding or reacting to the way we treated it. Do you understand? So that's what we're talking about global warming. All right. All of those things are factors that we need to address in our, because where there is desertification, where there's drought, there's bound to be movement. Do you understand? People affected will be moved. And as they are moving, there are bound to be conflicts. So that's why environmental factors must also be included in our curriculum. I get a point now. So life skills development include modules on life skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, and emotional intelligence. All right, these skills are essential for promoting peaceful coexistence, resilience, and conflict solutions. And we are even contemplating now that maybe our next training can be on diversity management or on emotional intelligence. Are you getting the point now? So by the time we come up with the final conclusion, you will see the advert out so that you can also participate. So life skill development is key. Critical thinking, train young people to ask critical questions. Do you understand? They should not just accept anything that is being presented to them. They should not just be brainwashed. They should be able to ask questions, intelligent questions, and constructively criticize what they don't want. Do you understand? Or what they believe is an aberration. Do you understand? So trauma-informed approaches. Trauma-informed approaches. Consider incorporating trauma-informed approaches into the curriculum, especially in contexts affected by violence, like in Borno, like in the Northeast, for instance, now, where issue of conflict has been a challenge and people will suffer during the Boko Haram activities, the bomb blast, the kidnapping, the slaughtering, the killings that were going on. So it rendered people into trauma problems, psychological problems. Do you understand? Some of them cannot recover from it. Some of them are amputated. Some of them one leg cut off, one hand cut off. Some different kind of injuries and disabilities. And this is as a result of war. So how do you think these people should behave? What do you think? How do you think they will feel? How do they look at the society now? Do you understand? Some of them, parents have survived their children being killed. Some of them, their parents killed, and then they survive as children. How do you think they will grow up looking at the society? Do you understand? So that's why we must embed some of this element in the peace education curriculum. Do you understand? This is not, this is what social studies cannot teach you. So if you say we depend on social studies alone because social studies covers some aspect of peace, no, it's not going to serve. Then the religious know when it comes to religion, there's way there are things being the belief system that we don't want to dive into it. Do you understand? So that one's also another differentiation, so that you not say we have our religious studies there, Islamic religious studies, Christian religious studies are there, then they can serve the purpose. They cannot serve the purpose of what we're talking about here. Do you understand? So we have to design our curriculum in such a way that it will fit some of these factors that I mentioned on trauma-informed approaches. All right. Monitoring and evaluation. Establish mechanism for monitoring the implementation of the curriculum and evaluating its impact on students' attitude, behaviors, and relationship, collect feedback from teachers, students, and community members to assess the effectiveness of the curriculum and make improvements as needed. So over time, in course of the implementation of the curriculum, you try to look at the impact of that curriculum on the people. Maybe the way the children will use to respond to issues, the way they used to fight. Do you understand? You know, children used to fight very well, but maybe over time, because of the implementation of the curriculum, they have not been fighting. The issue of fighting has been reduced. Violence, rape, bullying has been reduced. All of those things you monitor and see the impact of the curriculum on the student's behavior. Do you understand? So, and then you determine whether there are some elements of adjustment. The reason why you are monitoring simply means getting the data, all right, that will give you an update of a particular project you're implementing. So if you are implementing a peace curriculum, peace education curriculum, then you should gather data that will give you an update on how far and effective is the peace education curriculum. And then evaluation gives you an opportunity to reconsider certain things, all right? And then also see how possible you can do it better. If it is not being, if there's a kind of deviation from what the design has been. So that's the essence of evaluation, to assess the fact that there's no deviation. Anytime there's a deviation, then there's a reconsideration. All right. So that's what you're going to, and that's the reason why you must monitor and you must carry out that evaluation. So by considering these factors and customizing the curriculum to fit the specific needs and context of the target audience, you can enhance the relevance, effectiveness, and sustainability of peace education initiatives in diverse settings. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So let's move forward. So if you have joined us just now, like we say that you comment so that we know that you have joined, and then at the same time you also share it with your contact so that they also can have an opportunity to participate in our next free training that will be coming up. The next one that will come in will be longer and it will be more holistic and it will cover a lot of things than what we have covered in this particular one. This one was very short, but maybe simply because we just want to test one and see how effective it is. And now we have seen. So what we're going to bring, the next one is going to be comprehensive and it's going to be, holistic. So let's go ahead and look at integrating peace education into formal and informal settings. So how can you integrate peace education? After designing the curriculum now that we're talking about, how can you integrate it into a formal and informal settings? Formal settings are a situation whereby we talk about educational institutions like university, schools, and educational institutions, right? These are formal settings that we're talking about. Then there are informal settings that we can have, we'll be interacting and be meeting, all right, workshop or seminars, or do you understand? All of those things are informal settings, all right? Now let's look at how we are going to integrate our peace education curriculum into these settings. Integrating peace education into formal and informal settings can help promote a culture of peace, right? So non-violence and conflict resolution among individuals of all ages and backgrounds. So this is what this thing is going to help you to achieve. So now let's look at curriculum integration, all right, as number one strategy to be considered. So the curriculum we have designed now, we need to integrate it in a formal setting. So we are considering the formal setting now. We'll consider the informal setting later. So now let's look at curriculum integration. So now how can you integrate this curriculum we have talked about just now into a formal setting? Like, okay, how can we integrate it into a university setting, into a primary or secondary school setting? This is what we're talking about. And other educational institutions like the NC, the Polytechnic, the Institute, do you understand? How can we integrate this curriculum we have just discussed now into this particular setting? So first, what you need to do is develop a stand-alone peace education curriculum. And this is what we're talking about here, that we are saying that peace studies should be established as a subject of its own, a stand-alone. peace education curriculum. Do you understand? Because what we have currently now is that we have aspect of peace education embedded in civic education, social studies, which is not supposed to be so. Now, what we are saying is that okay, well, that's fine, that's good. It's another aspect of promoting peace. But we are now saying that we should have a stand-alone subject, peace studies, for all of these institutions of higher learning or at the lower level. So let's say develop a stand-alone peace education curriculum. Create a dedicated peace education curriculum that includes topics such as conflict resolution, human rights, intercultural understanding, and social justice. Right? Design lessons, activities, and projects that engage students in critical thinking, empathy building, and communication skills related to peace and conflict resolution. This is what you cannot get in our civic education. This is what you cannot get in our social studies. Social studies just teach us how to interact culturally with different backgrounds. You understand? But peace education will teach you how to resolve conflicts. When you are interacting and conflict arise, this is how you resolve it. This is how you address it. Do you understand? And this is what is lacking, that we're having the situation we are having in our countries, in our world today. Many people fight because at the cost of interaction. Do you understand? So this is what we're talking about here. So let's look at number two thing that we need to do under curriculum integration. Integrate peace education across subjects, just like what we have now. That's what is obtainable now in our schools. Like incorporate peace education themes and concepts into various subjects such as social studies, history, literature, and civics. Do you understand? This is what we have currently now. But what we are talking about here is more than just having these themes or some topics, embedded in this subject. We are talking about having a standalone subject that focus on peace. So embed peace building activities, discussions, and projects into the existing curriculum, and to reinforce learning outcomes related to peace and non-violence. I hope you guys are following me. I hope we are on the same page, right? I hope we are on the same page. All right. So you make me to know that you are following, and then also make your comments concerning what we are saying here. Whether you agree with me or you are disagreeing with me, you let me know in your comment. You also, you are just joining us, you can also do way to share so that you can get to other people. Share with your contacts. Let them also know so next time they can benefit from it. So now let's look at another consideration or strategy you are going to use in integrating peace education in a formal setting is teacher training. Teacher training, all right? For us, we intended as an institution, we intended to establish, our intention is to establish about 50,000 peace clubs and train about 100,000 teachers. Do you understand? That's what we want to do in the years to come now. So now, what we are planning to do is that we are going to partner with state, federal, or even the local government to see that we train teachers, all right? So, and before we even start establishing the peace clubs, we first and foremost train the teachers because they will be the ones to be anchoring the peace clubs. So each school that we receive a nomination of teachers, we receive 2 teachers from one school, and then we train them. So for 50,000 peace clubs, we have 100,000 teachers. Do you understand? And they will be embedded with skills. We train them in conjunction with the government, state government, and then they will go on implementing and overseeing those peace clubs that we're going to establish in their schools. So provide training on peace education principles. Offer professional development opportunities for teachers. So if you're a teacher here, thank God you are benefiting from this training, right? Teacher, there's someone that was chatting me that he has been a teacher, he's a teacher in a school, and he has been intervening in a conflict between students and staff, and even between and among staff themselves. And then he was informing me about his role and what he has been doing. And I said, that's fine, do you understand? Now that's how it's supposed to be. So being in this class will enhance his knowledge and skills to amplify what he has been doing. All right. So offer professional development opportunities for teachers on peace education methodologies, pedagogical approaches, and best practices. All right. Then equip educators with the knowledge and skills to effectively integrate peace education into their teaching practice and classroom activities. This is what I'm saying here. So that before we establish a peace club in a school, already we have trained two teachers in that school already. Do you understand? So that they will oversee these peace clubs. Because you just go and create a peace club now without training the teachers, they may not know what to do. And then over time, that's why you see there has been institutions that establish peace clubs in schools, but they are not functioning as they should. Why? Because the teachers lack the training, they lack the skills necessary to implement those peace clubs. Do you understand? So we will need to train them first, empower them with certain kits before establishing the peace club. So what this is I'm talking about now is capital intense, not just something that we're going to do people will just wake up and say, wait, let's establish a peace club. No, 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 no. This one is going to be a serious investment. Do you understand? Investment in capacity development, investment in even the core where we are going to have our peace club is going to be well equipped, well kitted, so that students can learn and understand what we're talking about here. So it's going to be a very fantastic experience, not a shabby one. Do you understand? So, two, support resources and curriculum materials. Provide teachers with resources, teaching materials, and lesson plans related to peace education to support their implementation in the classroom. So, for those of you that are in this class, after here, we will give you this manual. This manual will help even to improve your interaction with people, even with your students when you resume the next term. School is about to go on break. By the time you resume next term now, your attitude towards your student, your orientation has been changed, has been improved upon. Do you understand? So your interaction with the student will also be improved. You know, so that's what we're talking about here. So offer guidance and support for educators to adapt our customized education content to suit the needs and context of their students. So some of you can use what we are talking about here now to create some kind of curricular activities, extracurricular activities to benefit your students. Do you understand? So by so doing, in one way or the other, you are implementing what we are talking about here. Yes, it may not be at the formal level, but you can also be doing it in your own way. Just embed it in your classroom activities, and then it will be perfect. Most especially when children are free, you can design something that will benefit them peace related wise. So let's look at school policies and practices. School policies and practices, right? This is also another way to integrate peace education curriculum into the formal setting by creating school policies and practices that promote peace, that promotes harmony, that encourages dialogue, that encourages tolerance. Do you understand? So create a peaceful and inclusive school environment. Establish school policies that promote a safe, respectful, and inclusive learning environment conducive to peace building and conflict resolution. Implement programs and practices that address bullying, all right, discrimination, and conflict in a constructive and restorative manner. So that's what you're going to do. So, like you school preparators and preparators in this training, now it's a responsibility on your side to begin to, you know, domesticate what we are saying here now in your school, so that students can learn from it, so that the attitude and the behaviors of your student can be molded in a way that the society will benefit from it. Shouldn't just to get education and go. I know some of the schools have some of these policies in place, and if you have already, strengthen them and then ensure strict implementation of such policies. Then we look at implementing conflict resolution mechanism. Implement conflict resolution mechanism. Introduce peer mediation programs, restorative justice practices, and conflict resolution training for students to resolve conflicts peacefully, all right? Encourage dialogue, empathy building, and reconciliation as a way to address disputes and promote understanding among students. That's what I was saying. So it's very important that you put this kind of mechanism in place. If there's a conflict or disagreement between and among your students, how do you go about addressing it? What do you make them to understand? Or even if you mediate as a teacher, even if you mediate as a teacher or as a head, as a school head, at the end of the day, did you promote reconciliation? Did you promote forgiveness? Because these are the elements of reconciliation. True reconciliation, there must be forgiveness for true reconciliation to take place. Do you promote that? Do you ask your students to hug themselves and promise not to fight with one another again? So this is what I'm talking about here. So let's look at extracurricular activities. Organize peace clubs, just like what we're talking about now that we're going to establish. Organize peace clubs. And maybe what I would do is that someone asks us to, one of our members asks us to design a kind of a prototype or a guideline of how the peace club should look like. Because there may be other institutions that may want to spend their own money to do it. Do you understand? To the standard we want it to be. So maybe what we'll do is that we're going to design a kind of a guideline and the expectation of what the peace club should be. Do you understand? So that those of you that want to domesticate it in your school, or you want to do it in your community, or you want to just do it in schools in your community. Maybe you are a community person, a very important personality in your community. And like I have Prof here, Prof said he is the chairman of a committee that has to do with peace in his community. Maybe that kind of committee will want to sponsor peace clubs in his own community. Do you understand? So if they want to do something like that, what should they be looking at? What guidelines do they have? So maybe that's what we'll work on. And then keep so that anybody and any institution that want to have such in their school can use our own standards or our own prototype to replicate it in their own school. And I think that is a perfect idea, right? So organize these clubs, student council, or extracurricular programs. Focus on peace building, human rights, and social justice issues. Encourage student participation in community service projects, peace initiatives, and advocacy campaigns. Do you understand? So even young children can go within the community. Maybe on a good day like this, you go to the community and extend hands of fellowship with other students. Maybe you can go to the community, and then maybe students can go into the community by themselves and interact with young children who are not in school. Do you understand? And then talk to them the value of education, and then also try to understand with them what is making them not to be in school. Do you understand? So I think that we encourage and motivate other children not to be on the street but be in school. You can do this in your own locality. You can just schedule a day, go out with some students, let them interact with young children on the streets who are not in school, and find out why are they not in school. Do you understand? And try to see how they will encourage them to come to school to learn and then receive knowledge. Do you understand? It's going to help. So that's what I'm talking about. Advocacy campaign. What I'm talking about is advocacy campaign. Do you understand? Peace initiatives and community projects. You can do it in your own community. It's possible. It's possible. Because if students interact with some children like that, they will be encouraged and motivated to come to school. So that's what I'm talking about. So like I said, if you have joined us, you have not joined us, make way to share. Because like I said yesterday, people did way. We were able to share a lot. Like I'm saying, up to 40 people here now listening to me right now. But your share is not up to that number, which is not encouraging. So just share so that people can be able to see it. You can share with your contact as many as possible, not just once. So it's good that we can do that, so that others can see what we are doing here and be part of it. So let's look at strategy for integrating peace education into an informal setting. What we have talked about was formal setting, right? So now we are looking at how we can implement and integrate peace education curriculum into an informal setting. Informal setting. Integrating peace education into informal settings such as community organization, youth groups, and non-governmental organizations, that's NGOs, is essential for fostering a culture of peace, conflict resolution, and social cohesion outside of formal educational settings. Do you understand? So, apart from the fact that we will make effort to have our peace education activities being implemented in a formal setting, we need to also do it in an informal setting, all right? In our local organizations, in our local youth groups, in our non-governmental organization, in our community-based initiatives organization, civil society organization, do you understand, that are embedded in our communities. So we can do that. So let's look at where you are going to integrate this. Let's look at workshop, training, and awareness programs. Workshops, training, and awareness program. All right. So now, conduct peace education workshops. Organize workshops, seminars, and training sessions on conflict resolution, intercultural understanding, and nonviolent communication for community members and youth groups, so that they can know how to communicate. Like I said yesterday, 99% of conflict we have around our area is lack of proper communication. We communicate anyhow. If you just go just by the roadside, maybe you are driving and then somebody brush you or you brush somebody, you can look at the kind of reaction. You'll be wondering what that means. Somebody just brush your car. Thank God it's not even your life. If it's your life, how will you react? It's just a car that they brush and then you are killing yourself. One day I was coming from Jigawa, I was traveling to go for the 2023 general election. While I was about getting to Jos, somebody just came. We were in an emergency braking station in a place on the highway. So that's we're coming from Bauchi to Jos, and then somebody from behind, just before I know what was happening, I heard a very loud sound at my back. Wow, what is happening? So I clear. When I clear, I discovered that somebody hit me at the back. When I look at his own condition, his car was even more damaged than my own. And then I say, I am rather sympathizing with you because I look at what happens to you. Your car is more damaged than my own because his bumper was already on ground. My own was still standing on my own car. Do you understand? We just crashed there and there. So I say I sympathize with you, and I hope that you have money to repair your car. As for me, I'll take care of my own, and I have a long journey to go. So I will not even waste my time here saying, "Hey, you see what you have done? Oh, you repair my car." So practically, I will waste my time, and I was traveling all the way to my place, so I didn't have the time. Do you understand? So I left without any issue. One day I was, if you think it was because I was traveling on a high journey that made me to behave like that, let me give another story. I was in Sokoto, I based in Sokoto as well at some point in time. So in the heart of Sokoto, one day I was just driving inside the town, and then a bike man came from behind, knocked my car. Bah! I saw him on the ground. I saw my bomber on the ground. I carried my bomber. I opened my boots, put the bomber inside. I told him that I hope you'll be able to, if you sustain injury, you can be able to treat yourself. As for me, I will repair my bomber. Thank you that you are still alive. Thank God that you're still alive. And I'm also not my life that is affected. I moved on. Do you understand? But if you were another person, hey, you must repair my car. Do you understand? So sometimes we waste time on this, that we react to certain things. See, we need to learn how to interact. And there are certain things that you just have to ignore them. Because if we insist then that thing will generate something else. Okay, let me give you another instance. There's something like that that happened to another person, and the person was insisting that the guy must repay his car. Do you know what happened? Before we know what was happening, because he was a Christian guy versus a Muslim guy, before you know what was happening, the thing was now degenerating into something to look like it's a religious problem. Do you understand? So that was just how the issue was turning up quickly. Do you understand? So when I realized that this issue was turning to a religious problem, I just disappeared from that place immediately. Do you understand? So that's it. And I told that guy that better for your life, just disappear here now and stop insisting that they must repay your car. Go and repay your car. Thank God it's not your life that is at the stake here. Do you understand? So this and this. So sometimes most of the time, poor communication is the reason why we're having conflict in our society. People don't know how to communicate. You want to communicate, you are shouting. Why are you shouting? In a community meeting, you are shouting. You don't want to even listen to anybody. It's just that because you want your opinion alone to be heard, you don't want to consider anybody else's perspective. So we need to train people in our community as well. Workshops, training, and awareness programs so that they will know how to communicate. Non-violent communication, very, very important. A very vital skill that everybody must possess. So provide practical tools and skills that empower individuals to address conflict peacefully and promote social harmony, right? Raise awareness through campaigns, launch awareness campaigns, invent and initiatives that educate the community about peace building, human rights, and social justice. So for us, we in Southern Kaduna, we are going to also organize, like I told you yesterday, we are going to organize a youth conference in line with as one of the activities that will mark the celebration of the International Day of Peace, which is on the 21st of September. So then we will also have a community engagement where we reach out to other people and then also carry out some other awareness campaigns, maybe around Maraba, this Nyanya in Abuja here. So this is what we're going to do. Do you understand? So we expect that those of you that will be around, and then also those of you that want to contribute to the success of that program, we are much welcome, because we are going to have a peace match, a kind of a peace walk, rather not match, a peace walk, all right? And then we'll get to the community where we want to do our awareness, and then we'll do it and move on. So it's going to come up very powerfully. So if you are going to be within Abuja Aziz, you are going to be, you are invited to be part of it. So, raising awareness is very important. So let's look at community engagement and dialogue. Community engagement and dialogue, facilitate community dialogue. Organize community dialogues, roundtable discussion from time to time. Let the people, different background, let them come and discuss the welfare of the community. How is the community faring in terms of security? How is the community faring in terms of peace building? How are we interacting with different other cultural background or other people in our community? What are the challenges we are finding or we are facing in our community? Let the community leaders organize such kind of dialogue. Let people come and talk. Let them express the challenges they are facing in your community. If you are a community leader, invite people in your community to come and express the way they feel in their community. Do you understand? Your community? How safe are they? How secure they feel living in this community? Let them express their feelings. Do you understand? So this is what I'm talking about. So create safe spaces for open dialogue, empathy building, and collaborative problem solving among community members. So, and give them a assurance and a guarantee that everybody should say his mind or her mind. Nobody is going to harm anybody here. Do you understand? So that there should be openness and transparency and accountability, so that people can begin to adjust the way they live in the community. The reason why sometimes we have criminals in our community we don't know is because we have not been engaging in deep dialogue. If we are dialoguing, we know that we are having some people in our communities that are not supposed to be in our community. Do you understand? But because we have not dialogued enough, we have people that are not supposed to be in our community and they are there. And other people are keeping quiet because they don't, it's not my business. So provide avenue where people can come and discuss. Engage with local government leaders and stakeholders. Local leaders and stakeholders are, key to, this that we're talking about here. Build partnership and network to leverage collective effort and resources for sustainable peace building in the community. So it's very important. Now let's look at another informal way of integrating peace education curriculum. One, youth empowerment and leadership. Oh, no, I think there's one I jumped. Let's look at arts, culture, and media. Arts, culture, and media. Utilize arts and culture for peace building, all right? Like we talked about yesterday, music, you can use music, you can organize a music concert that aims to promote peace in the community. Now, young people who have talent to sing can come and sing, and then you will. And I think this thing is also a good idea. Even the institute can also organize something like that, so that young people who have talent can come and sing to promote peace. Do you understand? And I think we can collaborate with maybe Nigerian Television Authority or any of these television houses, so that we can have such kind of concert. So young people with talent can come and demonstrate their skills and promote peace. Do you understand? Through art, we can also bring art aspects, organize art exhibitions. Do you understand? Art exhibition that aims to promote peace. Do you understand? Young people who are creative can come and do that. And maybe this thing we can even do it during the conference that we're talking about. The young people can display their art activities and their talents, and I think it go a long way to promote peace in our community. Then storytelling as medium to promote peace, tolerance, and intercultural dialogue. So whatever I'm saying here, the idea I'm bringing about it, I'm saying this thing to, ginger you to do something. And if you cannot do it on your own alone, you can collaborate with us. Do you understand? You can say, I am having a plan like this. I don't know, me alone, I cannot be able to do it. But I want to put my effort with you. Right? There are some people that used to contribute, like some activities. They used to send us support. Yes, do you understand? They give us money, I mean money like this. Do you understand? To go and carry out some certain activities. Do you understand? That's what they have been doing. That's individually. They feel that we are doing something to promote peace in our society, so they should just support the cause of peace. They send us, we have been receiving such kind of support. Do you understand? So you can also do it and feel that, okay, my effort alone cannot be enough. Okay, let me support this institution. Do you understand? And then your effort will also acknowledge, and the society will benefit from it. So organize cultural events, exhibitions, and performances that celebrate diversity and convey messages of peace and unity. So this is what we're talking about. So we are in a very divided country now. Our division is very pronounced now than ever in our history. And we need things that will unite us. We need avenues that young people from very diverse backgrounds can come together and be united. And that can speak peace beyond what we're thinking about. So harness media for peace and advocacy. Develop media campaigns, documentaries, storytelling, projects that raise awareness about peace-related issues and social injustices. Empower community members to share their stories, perspectives, and visions for a peaceful future through media, multimedia performance or platforms. Do you understand? So you can go give people opportunity to share their experiences. You can, bring these stories out and tell the society so you know what people are feeling and how these things are affecting them. So let's look at another way we can integrate this education curriculum in our society through an informal way: youth empowerment and leadership. Empower youth as peace builders. Empower youth as peace builders. Empower youth as peace builders so that they can be able to respond well. Do you understand? So provide leadership opportunities, training programs, just like the one we are doing here, and mentorship for youth to engage in peace building activities. And then support youth-led initiative, advocacy campaigns, and social entrepreneurship ventures that promote peace, tolerance, and social change. This is what we're talking about here. So create safe spaces for youth engagement. Establish youth centers, clubs, peer support groups that offer a safe and inclusive environment for young people to express themselves, build relationships, and contribute to peace-building efforts. Do you understand? And these things can also encourage intercultural marriages that can also promote peace. This kind of venue will encourage intercultural marriages, and that will aim to promote peace as well. Do you understand? So I hope you guys are following us. So we have discussed different ways and strategies you can use to integrate um, peace education curriculum in our formal settings and in our informal settings. Do you understand? And I hope you have followed what we have discussed here. So if you know that you have followed, continue to share so that other people can also see it and follow and benefit from it. So, and then you can also comment so that we know that you are on the training. So let's look at guest speakers and experts. You can invite guest speakers, right, and experts and practitioners in peace building to share their experiences and insights with participants. Their first-hand account can provide valuable perspective and inspire participants to take action for peace. Now, yesterday I was inviting you for our peace clinic. We are organizing peace clinic. We want you to come and speak. You can share your, like I said, there's no sector, there's no discipline that is without conflict. We experience conflict in every aspect, every area of endeavors, wherever, whatever you are doing, conflict arises and you must resolve SAR. Whether it is in geology, it's in mining, whether it's in environmental, horticulture, in farming, in in development sector, in all forms of sectors, there's conflict. Education, name it, you understand? In transportation, conflict. Have you seen Agboros fight on the road? I'm telling you that in all sectors, all right? In the military, there are conflicts. Do you understand? In professional institutions, there are conflicts. In fact, in the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, there are conflicts. So we have conflicts everywhere. Do you understand? So what do we need to do? We want to hear your experience. We want to give you a platform to come and speak your experience. You can choose a topic. We can share our topics with you. You can choose, we'll feature you on a peace clinic. You can share, we are organizing it every day. You understand? Peace clinic goes every day. So we can just make sure that we create a time that is suited, although we have our specific timing. Monday, Tuesday is 4 p.m. and then Thursday, Friday, 4 p.m. and Sunday, 4 p.m. And then we have on Wednesday, 12 noon, and then on Saturday, 10 a.m. So you see, you can just get the time that is comfortable with you, and then we'll feature you. And you share your experience. People will learn from you. You help to contribute to promote and make our society peaceful. I said this yesterday, there's only one person that indicated interest. You understand? I want all of you, some of you are professors, some of you are doctors, some of you are academians, some of you are teachers, some of you are public speakers. In this group, in this training, please, we want to hear your voice. We want to give you opportunity to speak with a larger audience. You understand? We have about 20-something thousand followers on our Facebook, and these are the people you'll be communicating with. They are listening, they join to be part of it. Do you understand? So we want to hear from you. So guest speakers, we want to have guest speakers to speak on in our peace clinic. Do you understand? So if you are interested, you can comment. You can comment. Somebody is saying there is no audio. Are you not hearing me, Mr. Francis? I think it's okay. So maybe it's from your end. Check your listening very well. So by integrating peace education into informal settings, organizations can empower individuals and communities to address conflict peacefully, promote social cohesion, and cultivate a culture of peace and non-violence at the grassroots. So let's look at assessment, assessment and evaluation of peace education. Assessment and evaluation of what peace education programs. So this is what we're going to consider now, because this kind of we talk about curriculum development. When you design the curriculum, you have to assess and evaluate uh, that program, the implementation, because once it's not assessed and evaluated, there may be deviation, but you may not know. So that's why there's need for assessment, there's need for evaluation. And like I say, if you just join us, do way to share on your wall and with your friends and with your contacts so that they can also take advantage of this program next time. Thank you very much. What to consider when assessing peace education programs. So we are going to consider with assessment before we go to evaluation. What to consider when assessing peace education programs. Define clear objectives. Define what? Clear objectives. Clearly define the objectives of the peace education program. What are the intended outcomes? What are the intended outcomes? I think in this training, when we started, I think we talk about the objectives of the training, right? We talk about the learning outcomes that we expect you to demonstrate at the end of this training, right? I'm going to send you the manual at the end of this training. So you are going to go through the manual again, look at the objectives, the learning outcomes, and then begin to demonstrate it, you know, based on what you have learned here. All right, because that's what we expect you to do at the end of the training. So when you receive the manual, go through it again, look at the objectives, look at the learning outcomes, and then begin to demonstrate them. That's what it means. So define clear objectives for the program. What do you intend to achieve at the end of the day? This could include promoting conflict resolution skills. This is what you're going to, that's one of the things that you achieve in this training. Fostering intercultural understanding. That's another thing that you have achieved, because that the other day I asked you to send someone a message that is not from your tribe. Do you understand? Appreciating their effort to be part of this training. So that is another thing that we did here. Reducing violence. Yes, next time an issue confronts you that look like a violent issue, you will know how to address it. That's the objective and that's the aim of this training. All right? And I'm sure that after this training, you will begin to look, some certain things differently. You understand? be reached, social justice and environmental conservation is important. Involve projects that will require critical thinking among the youth. So that's what Alex Akim said. So thank you very much for that comment. It shows that you're following up. Then measure knowledge, attitude, and behavior. We will measure your knowledge. Whether you have learned this, you have participated effectively in this training, we will know through the question we are going to set. Only 10 questions, so, and it may even be on the last, on module 4. Oh, because if we say module 1, many of you missed that module. So, but this is module 4, and then module 3. I think module 2, we have people like that join, a lot of them that join. So maybe we'll consider module 2 and module, the last module, which we are predicting now, this module 4. To set you questions. You understand? So be ready for you. I'm giving you areas of concentration. So it's left for you to go and listen to the videos again and again so that you prepare for it. All right, so we're going to measure your knowledge, attitude, and behavior, assess changes in participants' knowledge, all right, attitude and behavior related to peace and conflict resolution. This could involve measuring their understanding of conflict resolution techniques, attitudes towards others, or actual behaviors in conflict situations. We may ask you questions that can require you to infer. Do you understand? What we call apply questions, all right? And then we'll give you options to select based on what we have read. Do you understand? So if the question may not directly come from the manual, it may be inference or what we call what do you call it? Indirect questions or applied questions that you can have to, because we want to use and practical experiences that we have on daily basis to ask those questions as much as possible. All right. Long-term impact assessment. Consider conducting follow-up evaluation to assess the long-term impact of the program on participants. This can help determine if the changes observed immediately after the program are sustained over time. So this thing, you may receive skills today, but your commitment to sustain what you have learned here is very important. It's not something that you do today and tomorrow you forget. But like I said, there's no perfect system, neither there is a perfect peace practitioner. We have our challenges. Sometimes situations confront us that defeat us. Do you understand? But you learn lesson from it. Even yesterday, like I told you, I had an experience that taught me another thing, that I need to be more diplomatic when even responding to people. Do you understand? Because there are certain people that a little thing offends them and get them irritated. Do you understand? So we need to understand some of these things. And then engage stakeholders. Involve key stakeholders such as participants, educators, committee members, and policymakers in the assessment process. Their feedback can provide valuable insight into the program's strengths and areas for involvement. This is how we are going to assess. So carry out adaptation and improvement. Use assessment results to adapt and improve the peace education programs. That is, identify areas that need improvement and make necessary changes to enhance the program's effectiveness. So like we say, peace education curriculum is not going to be a rigid program. It has to be adapted and be improved upon where necessary. Cost effectiveness analysis. Evaluate the cost effectiveness of the program by comparing the resources invested in the program to the outcomes achieved. This can help determine if the program is delivering value to the resources invested. Like now, when we talk about resources invested, it's not just the money, it's not just the money or any other thing, but the time and sacrifice. Like today, came back from church, supposed to have been resting, but we started something that we need to finish. Do you understand? So we want to evaluate what kind of analysis to know that we do not waste our time. And that's why we're also encouraging you people to share so that other people can see it. And so if you cannot share, then it means that you are denying other people opportunity to have the privilege to participate in our next training. And our motivation is that we want to have a community of people who have the knowledge and the skill to resolve conflicts. so that they can know how to respond where necessary. That's our desire, that's our goal. That's why we are not collecting anything from you. The only thing you are going to do for us is when you share, it gets to it to another person. And the person also will have the privilege to participate as we progress. And then by so doing, in one way or the other, we are impacting our society. Maybe we cannot be able to mobilize people and have a special content because that one will require paying for a venue. Maybe people will have to do transportation and come and all that inconveniences. Do you understand? But if you can share here and we have something online that will benefit them just the way you are benefiting here now, that can help to bring the message to a wide coverage. You understand? More than if we're going to have a physical conference. How many of you can travel? Some of you are in Lagos. If it were a physical training, will you be here? No. I'm talking to you. Some of you are from Kenya. Some of you are from Mozambique, Zimbabwe. You are watching us in Malawi. Do you understand? If it were a physical program, will you be here? No. Some of you are from Ghana. If it were a physical program, will you be here? Some of you even from Nasarawa here, that is close to Abuja here, you will not be able to come. Do you understand? Why? Because of the cost that is involved. But here, yes, you thank God you have the data to join this meeting. So just what we're saying is that just share so that someone else also can have access to this training next time. I think you will not want to be the only person that will learn. Because if you learn, another person also learns, the other person also learns, then there is the greater chances that our society will be better. Do you understand? If you have one king, then the kingdom can collapse at any time. But if you have many kings, then the kingdom will be strong and it will not collapse, even when war comes. Do you understand? So let's move. Share it with your contacts. Let them also see it and follow us. If they are able to follow us, next time they will also have the opportunity to participate in the program. So let's go ahead. Cost effectiveness. So what I'm talking about cost, we talk about the sacrifice that people put into something. You too, you are sacrificing. We too, we are sacrificing. We sacrifice our own convenience, our resting time to be here with you. You too, you sacrifice your own resting time to join the training. So all of us are sacrificing to make our society better. Do you understand? So this is what we're talking about here. So at the end of the day, all the shouting that I'm shouting here now, that I'm trying to pass a message across to you, at the end of the day, I expect that you do something in your community, or you can even reorganize a training in your community and train people based on what you have learned here. Then we are going far. Do you understand? The message is going far, people are getting transformed, and then before you know it, a lot of things that we're having in our country today will not be there. If Iceland, if Switzerland, if Canada are enjoying peace, why can't we enjoy peace? We can enjoy peace as well. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So share results and lessons learned. All right. Disseminate assessment findings and lessons learned with relevant stakeholders, the broader community, and the academic field. This is what I've just said here. If the result you have learned, got what you have learned here now, what you have achieved here now, and I'm simply going to give you the manual. This manual will be as a guide for you. If you want to organize this kind of training in your school, in your workplace, in your community meeting and association, it will help you to organize a training and train people based on what you have in this manual. Do you understand? And then by so doing, it means that the message will go far. People will learn, and a lot of people will begin to follow about this. So evaluation of, so we have finished with assessment. Let's look at evaluation. Evaluation of peace education programs is essential to assess their effectiveness, identify areas for improvement, and demonstrate impact. Key consideration for evaluating peace education programs are clarify program goals and objectives. Clarify program goals and objectives. Clearly define the goals and objectives, just like we have said. This could include promoting conflict resolution skills for students, and then select appropriate evaluation methods. Yes, quantitative, case studies, tests, assess short-term and long-term impact. What are the short-term? What are the long-term impacts? Include multiple stakeholders, all right? Major changes in knowledge, track program implementation. That is monitor to know that things are going as designed. Collect feedback and testimonials. Yes, testimonials are the things that you are saying here. The things that you are saying here are also very important. Do you understand? They are helping us to know that we are not wasting our time. Some of you have said that yes, this thing has helped you, this training has helped you, and you are going to use it also to impact others as well. So for us, it's an achievement. Do you understand? For me, it's an achievement, and I know that I did not waste my time. Even if it's one person that is being transformed, I have cause to thank God that this person has been transformed. Do you understand? So and I'm happy because I can see I have people. Professor is here himself. I know him very well. He's part of this. As I told you, he's here. Some of you are doctors. I know you. Some of you we have, we have been interacting before this training. I know you. Do you understand? So I'm happy. I know that I'm not wasting my time. So that's why it is. So I'm motivated, and that's why I'm even saying that we will promote another one. This one will even be longer than the one we have here. I will be having it every day. I will not be tired because I know that I'm not wasting my time. So use comparison groups, right? Use comparison groups. Consider using comparison groups to assess the program's impact more rigorously by comparing outcomes between participants who received the programs and those who did not. You can better attribute changes to the program itself. So some of these things here we need to have you study to assess this thing, but it's not going to be practical like the way it's supposed to be. But we know that deep within you, you know that something has happened to you. You have learned something. So we know that you are going to use what you learn here to promote peace in your community and create change as much as possible. Disseminate findings and recommendations. Iterate and improve. So these are the areas you are going to use to carry out your evaluation. So lastly, we are going to look at Unit 2. So we have 3 units in Module 4. So we have covered Unit 1. We are going to Unit 2. And we're going to go to Unit 2, Part A. So we'll cover that Part A today. So tomorrow, we'll cover other parts and then complete that module and we are done. Implementing Peace Education Program. Strategies for implementing Peace Education Program. Implementing Peace Education initiatives is crucial for fostering understanding, empathy, and conflict resolution. So if you have a good program but you do not implement it, it's a waste of time. Or what use is the car that cannot carry you to the next destination? It's a useless car. Do you understand? So if you have a good program but you do not implement it, it's a useless one. This knowledge you have acquired here, if you do not apply it, it's a useless knowledge. Do you understand? That's why you must apply it. The time you wasted here is a waste of time. Why were you wasting time and even your data? That you would have maybe go and watch music and then enjoy yourself, have your good time and forget about it. That you spend here, that you are doing training. At the end of the day, the knowledge you acquire, no application, no usage. So what's the essence of the knowledge? Just for your self-edification only? No. So curriculum integration, integrate peace education into school curricula at all levels, like we have said. Develop age-appropriate lessons plans, activities, and resources that promote peace building, conflict resolution, and intercultural understanding. Teacher training, right? Teacher training is one way that you can implement. Some of you are teachers, like I said. Some of you are school owners, you go and organize training and train your teachers based on what you are learning, based on the manual of giving you. Go and use it as a guide to design a teacher training program for your own teachers in your school. And then you see, they will also improve in their relationship with your student. And your school will be one among the best schools in the state, in the community where you are. Promote diversity and inclusion. Create an inclusive and welcoming environment that celebrates diversity and promote understanding and respect for different cultures, different religions, different perspectives, and different backgrounds. And teach young children to see how to welcome other opinions, others' perspective, others' viewpoint. All right. So let's look at community involvement. Engage parents, community members, local organizations, peace education initiatives, and other ones that can help in the implementation process. And then conflict resolution training. You can organize conflict resolution training, teach conflict resolution skills such as active listening, empathy, negotiation, and mediation. You teach children how to listen without interrupting. Let somebody speak and finish. Some of you used to do this in your own home, in your house. When somebody is speaking, you don't want anybody to interrupt. Let somebody first finish before you can speak. And that's how it's supposed to be. So what you are doing is you are teaching them active listening skills. Right? Even in your house, don't allow children to be talking when somebody is also talking. Let one person speak at a time and then another person speak. That is active listening. Do you understand? It's very important. And the same thing can be educated in school, in your community associations. Let's look at promote critical thinking. Encourage students to think critically about issues related to peace, conflict, and social justice. Help them analyze different perspectives, question assumptions, and develop informed opinions. Do you understand? So that they should not just accept everything that comes their way. Peer education program. Implement peer education programs where students can learn from and teach each other about building, peace building, tolerance, and empathy. Peer-to-peer interaction can be powerful in promoting positive behavioral change. Global perspective. Explore global issues related to peace, human rights, and social justice. You can use the situation that is going on in Middle East to communicate to the students at their level, the way they can understand. Help students understand the interconnectedness of the world and their role as a global citizens in promoting peace and sustainability. You know, when we are inducting people in our induction, we say we ask them to pledge a commitment for community peace. Do you understand? Because community peace is a component of what? Global peace. Without community peace, there cannot be global peace. Do you understand? So what we want to first is that promote peace in your community. That little effort you are doing in your own community, in your own enclosure, can go a long way to impact our society. Start from your home, in your school, in your local association, in your church, in your mosque, in your tribal gatherings. All right. So as you begin to do it there, the society will be better and the globe will be better. Do you understand? That's how it works. So it doesn't have to go and start at the top. Start from the bottom top. So use of technology, incorporate technology tools and platforms to enhance peace education initiative. Evaluation and monitoring. Regularly evaluate the impact of peace education initiative through surveys, right? Assessment and feedback mechanism. Use data to continuously improve and refine the programs until once the need arises, improve your program, reconsider it, design, and then implement again. By implementing these strategies, educators and policymakers can create a culture of peace and tolerance that empower individuals to become active agents of peace change or positive change in their communities and the world. Thank you very much. This is the much we can go today. All right. Tomorrow we'll be looking at collaborating with stakeholders and communities, monitoring and evaluating the impact of peace education programs. And then in Unit 3, we'll be looking at best practices in peace education. Best practices in peace education implementation, case studies. We'll be looking at some case studies. And then we'll look at reflection and future direction in peace education. So this is what we will cover tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be the final day for this training, and that will be done. So I want to sincerely appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of this training. and much more importantly, for sharing for this thing to get to other people. Yes, for the fact that you have shared and shared, it shows that you want others also to learn, and I appreciate your commitment for that. All right. So I appreciate you, and I thank you very much for your time here. Why I'm going through your comment, if you have not shared the meeting, share it to someone. Yes, share it with someone, share it with your contact. Why I'm taking your comment, I'm going to your comment sections now. Look at your questions. So I'll bring your questions or your comments and read them. I'll just take few and then we are done for the day. Uh, Rambo is saying that it will be appropriate if we send notes after every session. The network is too bad here. Rambo, you get a note after the training because the notes you can see I have module unit 3 here and part of unit 2. We have not worked on. You understand? We have not worked on them. I will do my research and work on them tonight against tomorrow. Do you understand? So, but once we are done with the program totally, we'll send you the note together instead of sending in pieces. It will not help the matter. And then apart from that, this thing is recorded. It's still on our Facebook page. It's on our YouTube on our YouTube channel. So go to our YouTube channel. If you're not following us on YouTube, you can follow us on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook. You are not following. You can still see this thing is there. You can go and watch it and listen to it when your network improves. Do you understand? And then you can watch it again. So it's recorded. Okay, I'm going to take a comment from Felicia Gang. Awesome. Thanks very much, sir. I have gained a lot that I can't keep it. I am very eager to go step further to share and start planning strategies to go about dissemination this night. Thank you, Felicia. We are motivated by this your comment, and we are grateful. So, Mr. Umar Yahaya Kiri, my advice to the presenter, sir, you're supposed to send the soft copy, the lecture for our own benefit via our emails. Umar from Jigawa. Umar, we are going to send you the manual. Like I said, you are going to send, you will receive the manual after the training, definitely. After the training tomorrow, I guarantee you, if you are not in our WhatsApp group, we'll find a way of getting the manual to you, whether through your email or through whatever means we can get it to you. But try as much as possible to be in our WhatsApp group. All right, so that we can share it to you, or you can go and get the manual. Okay, the best way we can drop this manual for you is we drop it for those of you that are not in our WhatsApp group. The best way you can get it, you get it through our YouTube channel. You upload it there, you go there and download it. Do you understand? And then you have it. So for those of you that are in our WhatsApp group, you get it in our WhatsApp group. You share it there, and then you can get it there. Don Shark. Don Shark is asking, is it possible to organize a face-to-face contact to state? It will be highly appreciated and impactful. Don Shark is possible. It's possible. Provided there are resources in place to do that, it's possible. And like I say, we are going to have a youth conference in towards it's one of the activities that will mark the celebration of the International Day of Peace. That one is going to be a kind of physical event. So, but the problem is, you said to states. So if you have the opportunity in your own state, and you feel that this kind of training should be organized in your state, some of you are appointees of government, some of you are highly connected and have something to do with your government. If you are in that kind of position, you want us to do something in your state, you can make arrangements. We will come. We are ready to come. So you can bring your agency or your institution or um, your department or your commission or whatever to just a kind of collaboration. You say you are collaborating with the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. You provide venue, mobilize people. We will come with our expertise and then train and then deliver our lectures and go. You understand? And engage young people and see how we can empower them as much as possible. So it's possible. We are available. Just let us know what you actually want and then it's possible. Yes, Nneka Eke say, sir, it will be a welcome development if we should embark on peace outreach across the state. Very encouraging. That's what Don Shakoso is saying in a different way. And like we say, for us, we are going to have a peace outreach program in Nyanya area of Abuja here. Nyanya, Nazis, Maraba. All right, this is where we are scheduled to do it. We write to the emir or the person, the traditional ruler there in charge of local government and see how we are going to organize our International Day of Peace activities in the community there. Apart from the conference, the youth conference, we see engage the community people there and then see how we move. But apart from that, we have other places where they are experiencing conflict. Do you understand? Some land conflict, some boundary issues, conflicts like the people Benue, Cross River, and other areas. Do you understand? So Kogi houses and all of that. So we need to reach out to as many people as possible. But these things are resource, um, they require resources. So for us, we are available. But if, like I say, if you are in a position in your own state, you can mobilize people in your own community, you can mobilize people, and then we can come, you provide venue, provide necessary things that we can come and do our own. Come. You understand? Or you on your own, if you need us to help you with some material that can help you to organize a program, we can also help you to do it. And I think that would be fine. So thank you very much. I think I can. I've seen your comment. I've seen you, although I've not seen a very serious question per se. What I'm seeing is a comment. Okay, somebody's asking a question here. Let me take it. Babatunde Adeleke is asking, how can all sectors, local government, state government, private and public school, can achieve peace education or rather enforce it? Thank you. Um, it's going to start from education is under the concurrent list. Do you understand? Education is under the concurrent list. When I'm talking about concurrent list, these are the kind of activities, tasks that government at the various level can do. Do you understand? So on the concurrent list, we have education where the state, the federal government can be involved. And then, so state government can also, we can involve Ministry of Education at the state level. They can bring this, these are the primary and the local level. And then at the secondary level in their states, it's possible we can begin to implement them there. And then we can go through the, I think the Nigerian Research and Development Council, right? Curriculum and Development Council, something of that nature. We say we are going to write a proposal to the chief executive officer there, the executive secretary, concerning this matter, the establishment of peace studies as a subject. Do you understand? So now, once we have this curriculum design, then it will be easier for other sectors to embrace it. Do you understand? And most especially the educational institution to embrace it. First and foremost, what we need first is to have a national curriculum that is well accepted and acceptable by the Ministry of Education, as you understand. So, but we'll go through the research and the Curriculum Development Council. So once we get them and we develop the curriculum, we bring the Ministry of Education in it at the federal level and at state level. And then this, once we have a national curriculum that is being designed at the national level, I think it can be easier to domesticate at the local level. So, because what we are suggesting here is that peace studies can be taken just like other subjects are being taken. Do you understand? So students can even write the examination, even SSC, junior, YA, and all of that in subject of peace. So this is what we're talking about. It's more than just a selection of topics. So I think this is the best way we can go about it. But over time, for now, maybe as professional bodies, we can have some kind of material guidelines that private organizations can use to just carry out certain activities for advocacy program, for awareness, for just community engagement initiatives. I get a point now. Depending when a national curriculum will be designed for peace education. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much, sir. So thank you very much for taking your time to be part of today's training. We have spent a lot of time here. So let's meet tomorrow, same time by 6:30 p.m. And so tomorrow is our last class. Make sure that you are part of the training because there may be secret that may be discussed in the last training. So make sure you will be part of the last training. Don't miss it at all. Try by all you can to be part of the training. So I will wish to say good night from here now. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night rest. See you tomorrow by 6:30. Do wait also to join our peace clinic by 4 p.m. tomorrow if you are available. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night rest.